Hey folks, my name is Riley from Studio 909, and today we're going to be looking at 25 of my favorite web designs from 2025. Let's dive into it. What I'm really looking for is next level websites that stand out and really help to showcase the brand in a more immersive and next level way that really just enhances the user experience. This first design, shameless plug, this design won me an honorable mention from awards and pretty cool. Did a lot of different kind of immersive interactions. I ended up not using it for my main landing page just because there was issues with how responsive and fast it was, but just wanted to showcase a cool work that I actually did really quickly. So moving on, now we have Graphic Hunters, and these guys have a super cool sports agency website, and I love the way that as you scroll, you're experiencing different parts of their website in a way that's unique, and it really helps to showcase the brand. So this one I absolutely love. All right, next up we have Charles Leclerc. I'm pretty sure he's an F1 racer, and yeah, you can see that he just has this epic kind of hero section, and then as we go down, there's this like diagonal scroll, changes to a horizontal scroll, and all these things I think really helps. And now we're going up and around. It kind of helps to feel like you're actually on a race course or a racetrack. I thought this one was super unique. Okay, now it feels like we're like driving by. So yeah, this website probably wouldn't make sense for your typical agency, but for this exact type of niche, super cool. All right, so moving on, we have 24/7 artists, and I really like how as we scroll through this website, we're getting hit with a bunch of different colors and they all fit together. This animation is so cool. So as you scroll through, it's kind of like falling apart. You have all of these different sections that are just really cool. And I believe that all of this kind of like GSAP and next level scrolling interactions is really helping to elevate the design. Okay, so next up we have this architecture company called Composites, and you can see there's this cool intro animation, and then as we start to scroll down, we are rotating around, and there's just a lot of really cool stuff happening. I think that like some of the text is very wordy, so it's going to be hard to really read everything, but in terms of just the overall experience as we're going through it, so cool and unique, and it's unlike anything, any website I've ever experienced before. I think it really helps to just showcase the brand's unique kind of positioning in the market and showcase what they do and their abilities just from the get-go, right? From the first time you interact with something they've built. All right, so the next one is this art pill studio. I really think it's pretty cool. You have this pill that falls down, gets pressed by this machine, and then now it's going on to this conveyor belt. And then as it's falling down here, we can see these different types of services that they provide. And then as we keep scrolling, we're met with these kind of unique images that we can select. And then finally, this final call to action, and the pill's been here throughout. So I think that they're using the same spline scene or something like that throughout the entire landing page, which is super cool that they're like bringing it in and out. Awesome website there. Okay, this one, super cool, Ray Creative Web Lab. So as we scroll down, we have these pieces, got this square that's coming apart, and then these are super unique, the horizontal scroll. We have this kind of banner that's floating, and as we scroll out, this final outro animation with the rotating cube, and then some contact info. Next up we have Altermind. So these folks are doing something pretty cool. The way you interact with this website is you have this, as you're scrolling, we're rotating around the brain and showcasing it, and then we get a feel for what's going on here. As we scroll to the next section, we have all kinds of cool animations happening, and I love the different use of colors. As we scroll down, we have these kind of services that they provide and get down to the final call to action. So very cool, very interesting. Okay, next up we have this foundation website, getting access to capital for investors, and it's all surrounding real estate. I really like the color palette that they're using, as well as these 3D models. You don't actually get to interact with them necessarily, but I think they look really nice, and the way that they're presenting the info with the parallax scroll makes for a very modern and fresh take on a website. I think it fits really well with their niche. And then I like this 3D object that they are using, you can interact with it and it does scroll as you go, but it keeps it minimal and simple and helps the website speak for itself. Foundation, really cool. Okay, next up we have I Am Static. This one I really love the bold design, how it takes up a lot of the screen. We're like being met with some interesting showcases of their projects, and they're all like videos that automatically load and play. So yeah, I thought that just how minimal and bold this first hero section is makes it really cool. And then they also have this kind of dark mode where if you're like me and you're working late at night, you can flick that on and your eyes won't burn. Next up, we have Atole, and these guys are based out of Montreal, have this really cool shipment crate that's being used. Also really love this scroll animation, and yeah, overall just clean, good use of like layout, minimal design, and I love the color palette that they're using. Next up we have Jverse. This one I took some inspiration from for that website that I showed at the very beginning, and yeah, you can see that animation there I recreated, but I love their use of different 3D objects, the colors that they're using. I think it all works really well together. So shout out to Jverse. Next we have Spilt. This is like a protein, caffeine, milkshake beverage type of vibe in a can. And I really just think that it fits their brand really well, how it's playful and fun. They have different cool stuff going on, and then as you're going down and interacting with their website, you're getting met with these cool animations that are interactive, and definitely some cool use of GSAP or whatever kind of interactions that they're using. Next we have the SID Stub website. They are a developer, lecturer, speaker, and worker, like designer. Really just some cool use of colors, and the way that they're the few interactions that they have all just look really good. Okay, next up we have this Iceberg website. This one I believe is about climate change, and just has a really good impact right when you land in the website. No action, but you can see the kind of bold letters, and then with the secondary font that's hand drawn, and then this opening animation interaction. Super cool to get started. Then once we get into the website, we're seeing, as we're scrolling down, we have the story that's being told, and they're explaining what they do, what they're about, what their mission is. I think overall unique and just not something you would see every day. So next up we have Crazy Creative. This guy's website, super awesome. Love the use of different colors and the way that he is using these subtle animations. There's nothing too crazy going on here, but it just looks so good and fits so well with the brand and the website. Kudos to Nick. He obviously is an excellent designer and developer, and yeah, definitely love this one in particular. So great work. Okay, next up we have Happy Lemon. Quick loading screen, and then we have this simple interaction with the lemon, the 3D lemon. I love the way that the different layers are being used. So overall, great work. Next up we have It's Neat Digital. I love the use of minimalism here, the use of icons. They're custom made and they are interacting. I also really like the way that you go from page to page here, the way that it loads from the bottom up. Super cool, super clean, just ties everything together really well. And yeah, I also love the way that they showcase their process a little bit. And yeah, again, the icons, subtle interactions go a really long way. Yeah, great work there. Okay, next up we have Fancy Design. This is a design subscription for startups. Really love the way that this interaction and the rest of the site, the way that they're just putting everything together using these 3D models, making things change. You can see here's another interaction that I really liked and copied on that previous website I showed. And then we have these subtle animations using 3D icons, but not actually using like a full-on 3D spline interaction, just making the model do some type of simple animation to ensure that you're not causing the load speed to be too long. The more 3D models and things that you have from spline, the longer the load speed's going to be. So the more we can keep things down by just having these assets or like 2D versions of the 3D models, very helpful. And yeah, overall, excellent website. Love this final animation down here as you get to the very bottom. Liquid ink design. We have this 2024 year in review. I think just the animations are being done. They take you through their website. It's like super cool to just scroll interactions that you're not really going to see anywhere else. So yeah, I think that this one's super cool. I wouldn't be surprised if this was done with like Fiverr or something like that. If you have any feedback or recommendations on how to build something like this, feel free to drop it in the comments below. But yeah, super cool. Okay, up next, we have BYO. So build your dream team with writers, marketers. They have this agency concept, and I really love the style. It's this fun, cartoony animation graphic style, and then just the way that they are approaching their layout. There's a lot of cool interactions like this, and everything just feels super fun, showcases their brand, and makes you feel invited right off the bat. All right, so we're getting to the last few. Numo is super cool. They have this kind of rotating round website that takes you through these different styles. Again, we've seen a few of these different, but love how the way that as you scroll through this part, you have these kind of award looking icons that are popping up. And yeah, overall, great work on this one. Clay, another really cool design agency. I love the way that as you scroll through, we have these different interactions just happening constantly. Makes for a really cool experience and makes it so that you never feel bored while you're interacting with this. Also just showcases how talented they are. So phenomenal work. So for our second last, we have Tesoro, and this is a cool one. Just overall, some of these micro interactions and uses of colors throughout. I love this final kind of with the balls dropping that on a few different sites, but overall, great work. Love the kind of fun game vibe for this game studio. Next, we have True Crime Skincare. This is going to be the last one. And as you can see, we have these cool parallax scrolling interactions, just a modern touch on all of the fonts and layout everywhere. I think overall for a skincare or cosmetic brand feels really good, clean, futuristic, and just helps make the brand feel elevated to that next level. If this was helpful for you, definitely hit the like button, give me a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Lots more content to come in 2026. Peace.